Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Liker, and this is my introduction to EDL 951. A little bit about myself. I'm in my 12th year in education. I've taught and worked in 3 different districts, all in the state of Kansas. I started my career in the little town of Jetmore, Kansas, a 1A school. From there, I moved to Minneapolis, Kansas, a 3A school. I was a teacher in both of those, and for the past 8 years, I've been in Manhattan, Kansas. It's a 6A school, a larger district in the state of Kansas, and I've had a couple different capacities in Manhattan there. In the past, I've coached basketball, golf, and cross country. Also helped out with football at a couple times there in the past. I'm married. I have two boys. One's 5 and one's now 1.5. So we love doing things together. Love spending time outdoors, and in the times of COVID, I guess that's a good thing. Looking at my district, a critical reflection of my district. Looking at the administrative structure of my district, it's kind of a typical administrative structure, I think, for districts. Kind of a district-wide hierarchy, kind of a top-down, starting at the Board of Education, the superintendent. Then we have an assistant superintendent and some different heads of departments that kind of report to the superintendent. Then, in my district, there are regular DAT meetings, district administrative team meetings. Usually those are about once a month. Here in the past year, those have been increased significantly, just to help get that information down to the schools where it needs to be. And so the DAT team, the DAT members will actually then transfer that information that they get at those meetings to what we have, the building leadership teams. So different members of different schools that are a part of a leadership team, and then those members kind of formulate how they're going to get that information and implement whatever is being brought down to the individual classroom teachers in the individual schools. We have district and building directed professional development to help in the education and safety of students. Some of this is provided through the teaching and learning department. That's the district directed, is through the teaching and learning department. And then we have professional development volunteers. They do get paid a bit, but they do kind of volunteer for that position at the individual schools. And so sometimes the professional development is unique and to meet the needs of those individual schools and the students in those schools. We do have, for the past couple years, have actually used Hudl for on-demand professional development. So all professional development is recorded, and then it's put on Hudl for teachers to watch across the district. And so you can see different professional development sessions that maybe you weren't able to attend. If there's multiple choices for teachers to attend, that they could actually go back and watch those and get the information from several different professional development opportunities. And then the principals, they convey relevant information from the district level down to the building level and ensure that that information or any initiatives are implemented at those building levels. Kind of further looking at the administrative initiatives, there's been in the last couple years really an increase in the focus on technology. We've had some one-to-one adoptions. We are now, as a district, one-to-one from the elementaries all the way through high school, and we've really adopted Canvas as our learning platform, a digital learning platform where information can be put. That was kind of a initiative about a year ago, and then it really kind of became more important last spring, as all the students were at home, learning from home at that point. We are a Microsoft district, so we have a single sign-on using Microsoft, which has helped students and staff a great deal in just the number of passwords and logins that they had to remember. And in our district, we've had an increased focus on the career and technical education. About 83% of our students at the high school are enrolled in at least one CTE course, and of those students, about 21% of them, about a fifth of the students that are enrolled in the CTE courses are also in at least one advanced placement course in the high school. So we have a wide variety of students kind of taking those types of courses. Our high school offers 10 clusters, 18 different pathways for students, and we are one of 5 pilot school districts in the state of Kansas to implement work-based learning. So the goal of this is to help the students of our district to be more prepared for college and career success. And in the last year, we've also implemented the district administration has implemented some individualized learning structures. So we're the goal of creating an individualized learning environment for all students at all grade levels. So building teams are working towards making the implementation and decisions and working with the building staffs to kind of work as a phased-in process. So slowly over the next few years, we're going to phase this in and hopefully create a culture that is individualized learning for all students. Looking at the school board policies and initiatives of my district, some progressive policies. A couple years ago, the board formed a committee for diversity and instruction. And this has been working to create a balanced curriculums, public access to the instructional information, kind of open books of that instructional information, some book studies for teachers and staff, promoting staff understanding of subtle forms of bias to different cultures, and discussions about ways to attract and retain employees, and this is especially employees of minority employees. So in looking further into the school board policies and initiatives, the school board has refined recruitment and the retention plan of employees, trying to get more minority recruitments and retention of minority employees in the district, approval of some new academic pathways to help students. And then there's been a partnership formed with Kansas State University for the Teacher Leadership Academy. And the purpose of this is to prepare teacher leaders for expanded leadership roles and opportunities in the district and beyond. So part of the safety aspect for students of our district, recently the community approved a $130 million bond issue for the district. The purpose of this bond issue was for addressing safety concerns at buildings. A lot of this is points of access in buildings, to create more secure points of access in the buildings. Also in new construction, so a new grade school is being constructed. It's a growing district. We're a growing district, and so there's a need for a new grade school to be constructed, as well as some renovations in the early learning centers and additions in those centers, as well as additions at the middle school and high school levels. So we're seeing some growth, and so some security upgrades and additions provided with this bond issue. And then we're currently going through a redistricting plan to redistrict the attendance zones of elementary and middle schools. And the goal of this is to improve student-teacher ratios, which is, of course, can affect the safety and success of students, and address the current and future population trends of the district, some demographic inequities that can take place, and prepare for the potential growth and development of the district as well. So kind of how the administration, the district level administration and the school board are kind of working together. They're preparing for the opening of new attendance zones, attendance centers, implementing procedures to use current facilities as they're also going through a remodel. So our current facilities are going to be going through a remodel and additions in some cases, but we still need to use those current facilities for educational purposes as well. And so how we're going to accomplish that. And then planning for the future and growth and areas of uncertainty. The National Bio and Agro Defense Facility is coming to town. They're kind of just getting ready to start opening up here. And so that's predicted to bring some growth into the community, to prepare for that growth. But also we're close to Fort Riley, and a lot of troop fluctuations that can happen in Fort Riley kind of affect our school district as well. And so we can have periods of increased growth pretty quickly and also decreases pretty quickly with Fort Riley being close to us. And so the administration and board is also addressing how the current and future likelihood of the global COVID-19 pandemic is going to impact student success, and especially the physical, social, emotional, and economic and educational well-being of students. But not only the students, but we're also looking at the staff and parents as well, because it's kind of taken a toll. No matter what level you're at, what your role is, the pandemic has taken a role on those individuals. And so the district, the administration and board is also planning for ongoing reductions in the federal programs and funds. So our district has some grants that are expiring here in the near future, and so what those grants, those programs, those grants are funding. They must be absorbed using the state and local resources and programs, but there's kind of an understanding as well that some of these may need to be reduced or eliminated altogether. And looking at critiquing my own personal knowledge, looking critically at my own personal knowledge, I think I have some strengths and some areas of needed improvement. Some of my strengths, I do have a good understanding of the school board policies and initiatives. I think in my district those policies, initiatives are conveyed very well, and to all that need to know those. I have a good personal support system. My family, both my parents are educators. My father recently retired. He had 16 years of experience as a superintendent, and then another 10 years as a principal. And so just as that experience that I can gain from him, that knowledge of the experience I can gain from him, it's a good personal support system that I have. I have a good grasp on the curriculum of the district, I think, and the technology that our district is using. Right now, I teach other teachers how to use some of the platforms that we're using, and I have a good understanding of the importance of forming relationships and how to form relationships with a wide variety of people, and cultivating those relationships, and it kind of can help many aspects, I think, of leadership is forming and cultivating those relationships with a variety of stakeholders. And then I have the experience of working both in large and small districts, and so I can see some of the things that work in small or large districts, and some of those things can be brought across between the two, and some of them are a little harder. And so I have that experience and that background knowledge of all different sizes that we can work with. Some of the areas that I think I need to improve on, I know I still have a large amount to learn as far as the district level administration for sure. I think there's a lot of it that I don't know what I don't know. And so I think just continuing to learn is going to be a key. I have relatively little experience in administration. I'm new to the administration game, and so I have a lot to learn about just administration as well. I think I need to get better, definitely at delegating duties. I like to kind of take care of things myself, and so as an administrator, kind of need to be able to delegate some of those duties, and then just increase my understanding of district finances and the different responsibilities depending on what level you're at. So some of my plans for improvement is to take steps towards being a continuous learner. Things like conferences, classes like this, conferences on the future of education, technology, district needs, collaboration among peers and mentors, collaboration among stakeholders, kind of can help determine the needs of a district, I think. And utilizing data to determine needs. I think utilizing data, getting that data, generating that data is going to be an important aspect of this, and create a culture of continuous improvement without stagnation or burnout. And I think that's kind of a strong one right now, is especially that burnout piece. I think we kind of see a lot of that just with the extra duties that have all been put on all employees. Just that burnout is a major obstacle right now. And then I think I need to designate specific learning and implementation times. Designate times that I'm going to spend so much time each year or quarter to spend towards learning and improving my own knowledge. Practice distributing leadership and utilizing collaboration. Kind of helping to build that next generation of leaders within the school. Teaching those individuals how to be leaders and giving them some of those responsibilities so they can learn themselves. And then utilizing the perceptions data within a district and a building to determine what is immediately possible and what can we do in the future. Hey, thanks for listening. I am looking forward to getting to know all of you as this class goes along.